today we're going to answer the very important question of how do blind people wipe after they do the number 2. So let's do a physical demonstration. Ready? Hi everyone, my name is Josh Tseng. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about what it's like to live with blindness. Today we're going to answer what is surprisingly one of the most common questions people with blindness get throughout their lives. It's a question that is asked all over the internet, including Reddit and YouTube comments and even Twitter, and that is, how do blind people wipe after they do the number 2? This is what my channel has come to. So yes, to spare you the horror of watching a grown person wipe their butt, and also because I don't want to be demonetized on YouTube, I am not going to demonstrate to you what it is actually like, but I'm going to do my best to answer this question with utmost honesty and integrity. Yes, being honest today about my poo. So the first step of this process is extremely complicated and challenging for people who can't see, and that is pulling down your pants.
Bruh.
No, I'm kidding. Obviously, that is not difficult for people who are blind. And honestly, the process of going to the toilet is not rocket science. It is not that much different for blind people. So many times when I've gone out, I've had people offer to help me in the toilet, and I'm like, my dude, it's a toilet. If I'm a grown man and I don't know how to use the toilet, something is very wrong with me. So yes, I am perfectly able to do my business by myself, unassisted. This might come across a little bit crass, but it is very true. I am vision impaired, not physically disabled. I can poo by myself just fine. After I do my business, it comes to the grand finale. The question that every one of you scientific minds want the answers to, which is, how often do I wipe? And I hate to be anticlimactic, but it's as many times as I need to. Let's be real. Without going into overly gratuitous detail, let's just say your butt has skin, and so you can feel stuff that's on it. Let's just put it this way. Now obviously there's going to be a difference if you have a wet or dry discharge. Let's just call it that. But generally, by just using a generous amount of toilet paper, maybe wetting it a bit and wiping thoroughly, you probably will get the idea of how to get your bottom as clean as possible. And before we move on, I'm going to interrupt this video with a request for you to kindly tickle the like button, hit subscribe, smash that notification bell if you would like to stay informed about my future uploads. Join me on my mission to educate the world about what it's like to live with blindness. And I also have an exciting announcement. For those of you who would like to support me, I now have a Patreon. Ta-da! Yes, it is one of those, but don't feel obligated or like you need to give anything. Just to give you some backstage baseball, it on average takes me about $70 to up to $300 to make these videos, so any support would be greatly appreciated. If you'd like to donate, there are monthly tiers in the description below. You can go to patreon.com/Josh Tseng. That's JOSHTSENG. Thanks. Now, do I wipe more often than the average person? Probably. I am blind, right? Like, I can't do a visual inspection of the status of the TP. But at a certain point, when wiping no longer has me encounter any resistance, I know that it's safe to wrap up and flush. Now, one final note that I would like to leave you all on before we settle this topic once and for all is the matter of your poo and your health. Sometimes, visually checking your discharge, as I used the term earlier, will give you some insight as to the status of your health. Now this is something that I can't do by myself, and so for better and for worse, mostly worse, but for better and for worse, I do need some help sometimes, especially if I'm experiencing pain or think that there might be blood in my stool. And so yeah, these are things that, you know, people with blindness genuinely do have to think about sometimes. But, you know, let's be real, 364 days out of the year, sometimes even more than that, we don't need help looking at our poo, and we don't need help wiping our butt. As long as we have a perfectly working sense of touch and a perfectly working set of hands, usually doing our business in the washroom is something that we're capable of doing by ourselves. And so if you had this question nagging the back of your mind but were too ashamed to ask me, you're welcome. If you enjoyed this video, take out the like button, hit subscribe, smash that notification bell if you would like to stay informed about my future uploads about what it's like to live with blindness. Stay tuned where next time we talk about something less gross, and thank you for watching. See ya. Bye!